Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Kathy Cantrell. This is call number 5 on our virtual party success training. I'm very excited to be here. And tonight's call is on recruiting. So before we get started, Terry and I, we were the featured stars on Wednesday's part on host coaching. So Jen and Carolyn, have you had any chance to put into practice anything or maybe something you wanted to add into your host coaching routine?
Okay, so I didn't get to make the live call on Wednesday night because unfortunately we had baseball. But I did get to listen to it today. And so actually, you know what? Talking to my hosts is something that has not been happening. It's all been via text. So making that first contact with them, making it a live call, definitely. And I didn't realize that there was a checklist for virtual parties. So, yeah, I'm going to start using that.
Okay, good. See, Terry, we did good. It only took Terry and I 5 times to do that video.
Oh my gosh.
It was supposed to take, we were told our husband, okay, we'll be done like 15 minutes. No, an hour and a half later, we were finally finished. So
The first one took us about 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So yep, that's not going to work.
We had to keep churning down.
And talking real fast.
Yeah. Carolyn, did you hear anything? Or is there anything that you picked up on?
I did not. Here's the deal. I had a show Tuesday night. I had a show Wednesday night. And so they were live cooking shows.
Awesome.
Yay.
That's awesome.
And I thought, but I wasn't positive. And so we did. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of wild, to tell you the truth, because there were little children there who were then moved to the lower level of the house. Okay. They were down there having pizza and whatnot, and the adults were on the first floor, and the husband got out a bottle of Four Roses, and there were 6 men there, and they finished this huge bottle of Four Roses and then went for the Maker's Mark. In the meantime, they were ordering all kinds of stuff. So that's what happened, and the women were ordering, and I booked 1, 2, 3. I think I booked 4 parties that night.
Okay.
From that party, and one of them is going to be a luau. The guy wants to roast a pig. He's a former chef, and he wants to roast a pig and use all the rest of the stuff from Pampered Chef. Now, when you all talk about talking to your hosts and calling them, I use the phone a lot. I would rather call them and talk to them than text them. I would much prefer to do that. My husband and I had a business for years, and I made a lot of phone calls. I actually made 100 phone calls a week for 20 years. I did that.
Okay.
That's how we built our business.
Well, that's awesome. All right. Well, I see Bobby Brantley and Becky and Liz. So if you guys want to go on to the video, feel free to click your video button in the lower left-hand corner. If you're not, that's fine. Well, hello, Roberta. You look gorgeous. I love it. I love your hair. It's blonde. Bobby went blonde. I love it. All right. Well, I'm going to get going and show do the share screen. And you guys are going to be wowed and amazed by our beautiful, beautiful Debbie Kimball and Christy Luskovac. So we'll get this up and running. And when I click on it, there we go. Click on the button, Kathy. All right, full screen. Look how pretty these ladies are.
Hi, everyone. I'm Christy Luskovac, Advanced Director from the Kansas City area. And I've been with Pampered Chef for 24, this year will be 25 years. And in my career, I have shared this business with 188 people. 127 of those have qualified. And I'm excited to be here today.
And great. And I am Debbie Kimball, and I'm from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I'm an Advanced Director. And this is my 20th anniversary with the Pampered Chef, and I love my job. And I have recruited 208 people, and 145 of them have qualified.
So as you can see, we have some experience in the cooking show realm and some in the virtual realm too. It's just a newer element. And we are passionate about this business and what it has done for our families and those that we know. And we're excited that make your virtual party experience better for you and your customers. So what we want to do, and I want to first say, I feel like I'm learning something new about virtual parties almost every day. I think Debbie would agree as well. And so what we want you guys to do is really think about it in the same idea as you would think about a cooking show. You're going to have a variety of people at your virtual parties, just like you would at a cooking show. The little difference is you're not going to be face-to-face with all those people in the virtual world. So you want to make sure that you're casting a large net. You want to make sure that you're appealing to the widest variety of those people out there, because Pampered Chef, and we have both met people over the years that you wouldn't necessarily expect them to be in a direct sales environment or even excel like they have in a direct sales environment. So don't prejudge anyone. So there's going to be a variety of people, and from day one, and we're going to kind of take the theme of a 5-day party. I know there's a lot of varieties, but that's just what we're going to kind of talk about today. But you can adjust if yours are a little different time-wise. But you want to start from day one, letting people know that we're hiring, letting people know that this business opportunity is available. And you can do that through a variety of posts in those first few days of your party. One of the things that I learned recently is, let's just backtrack. What I used to do is would share with, hey, here's a hobby consultant. She might work 1 or 2 nights a month, and she makes a couple $100. And I would start small and kind of build up. But what I've just recently learned is, again, cast that net large. Start with the big check, and then you're going to catch the eye of more people. So I'm going to screen share an idea here. And your director will have these pieces that they can share with you. But this is just the picture that Kristen Waranga uses. And she does a guessing game. And she'll do this 2 or 3 times during her party. So even the first day, it's called Guess the Envelope. Each envelope represents a friend of mine that sells Pampered Chef, and one envelope is mine. Guess how much each person makes in their each month with their Pampered Chef business? The closest answer wins the raffle. And the first one is her paycheck. She stays home with the kids now. She used to work full-time, but now she makes enough money with Pampered Chef so she could quit her full-time job and work from home on her own schedule. And if you notice, she had captured a few different people: the stay-home mom, the work away from home mom, the one that needs a significant income. So there's a lot of variety that she's captured in this one post. And it's an engagement post. She's asking people, how much do you think I made? And then look at this check. It's a $7,000 check. That's pretty impressive. So that's going to capture the corporate people that might be on your party, maybe the attorneys or the doctors or the engineers, people that wouldn't necessarily be impressed with a couple $100. So when you post something like that, it lets people know there is money to be made. And don't stress because you're not making a $7,000 check. We will share. So your director will have checks that she can share with you. And you can use those posts. You just change the words. Hey, here's a friend of mine that is now home with her kids and, blah, blah, blah. So you'll be able to use those examples from other people. So don't stress about that. So like I said, the first few days, you're going to want to put a variety of posts. Maybe the next one's going to be the single mom that has a full-time job that just needs a few $100s each month to offset daycare, or the stay-home mom that needs extra money for her sports or kids' activities. So then what you're going to want to do toward the end, maybe day 3, middle of the party, maybe day 3, early day 4, is share more your personal story and start inviting people. And that's what Debbie's going to share with you.
Great. Thanks, Christy. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about is like a little video that you want to make for your Facebook party that you can share about the third or fourth day of the party. After you've connected with people, it's important to connect with your head and with your heart. And the head part is the paychecks, and the heart part is when you really connect with your guests. So what I'm going to tell you is what to include in that video, and I'll show you a little bit an easy way to record your video. And what you want to include is, a little bit about how the business has helped you in your family personally and with your family, and also maybe what your life was like before Pampered Chef and what it has given you, and invite them, let them know that you'll be posting something at the end that will give them a chance to ask you questions and you'll give them answers, and you can handle any concerns that they have and any objections, and those you can do through private messages. So this video gives you a chance to connect, and then the question and answers will give you a chance to identify your leads, which is when you can private message people. So what I would do is sort of start like you've been engaging with them all along. So start your post, your video, something like this. So this is like a sample one of what I would do. I would say, oh, great. Hi, everyone. I wanted to just thank you for joining in on the party. I hope you're having fun. I'm enjoying seeing your interaction and posting the videos and recipes. And I want to let you know a little bit about what this business has been given me and my family and me personally. And this is my 20th anniversary with the company. And I never, ever thought that I would be here this long. In fact, I planned on quitting after my 4th show. And I started when our kids were 9 months old and 2.5. And to see them grow up in this business is something that I can't even explain. The gifts that it has given us as a family, sitting around the table together, trying new recipes, sharing the products, going on vacations. You never would possibly imagine what, my plan of quitting after the 4 shows, and then like 2,100 shows later, I'm still doing it. And we have been able to go on family vacations. I've wanted a baby since I was 7 years old. And yes, I waited, but we have wanted a family for a long time. And we had these 2 wonderful little girls. And the business has been great for all of us. And also, you never know, like, I'm not sure if any of you go to bed at night thinking, how am I going to pay for the braces? How am I going to get the tires for the new car? One of the girls on our team, she had a husband that wasn't well, and she was able to step up when he was sick. And we have someone else who was a nurse who is now at home with her 4 kids, and she's quit her nursing job. We have people we have a girl that's in high school who's graduating next week. She's going to college. We have people that are retired. We have moms, everything in between. So it's such a gift for so many people. And so I want you to consider, it's really something you might think about. It's very flexible. And I'm going to post something that is a Q&A post where you can ask me anything. And don't feel like it's a question too personal. I'll answer any question. And we'll start with that, and then we'll see, we'll take it from there and see what this business might be for you, or you might have a friend that you would benefit from a business like this. So great, that's all, and I'll post the Q&A post in just a few minutes, and thanks again, everyone. Great. Okay, so then I'm that video. It's like share from your heart. And then I want to also show you how easy it is to record it. So you can do it on your phone. This is for Hawaii, of course. And you do it on your phone, and you just have your video. And you have your video, all you do is feel like you're going to send it, and you can upload it right on YouTube. So there's a little choice here. So you choose it, and then you just click YouTube, and you can upload it right on YouTube, and then you'll have it ready for when you want to post it on your party. Okay, so I hope that's helpful, and good luck, everyone. I hope this video was helpful for all of you, and good luck at your Facebook parties.
Yay. Thanks, Debbie. That was great. We want the best for y'all and for all those people that you're going to be adding to your teams and adding to this wonderful company. Be sure and create that video. Create that video, and you can use it as a tool in all of your virtual parties. All right. Have a great rest of this month and the rest of this year. Thanks for joining.
Okay, let me unmute you all.
This could be that one time you like the ad better than your video.
Okay, there we go. All right, so what was your initial, what was the one thing that popped out on you that you heard?
I have a question.
Yes.
Recording the video and uploading it. I didn't get it.
Okay.
How do you do that?
Yeah, she got a little garbled. Okay, so on your phone, if you hit record on your phone, like you're taking a picture, but there's a video swipe, you can do video.
So to go to your camera.
Go to your camera.
Okay, and go to video. Okay.
then once you've got it, then like you would send a picture, you know how you got that little arrow that pops up? Like
Yes.
there's a couple choices and one of them is YouTube. And you can download it straight to YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Okay. What else did y'all hear?
Kathy, I have a question. Where do we get paychecks to print?
Okay, so when you go into Pampered Chef
Hmm?
and you want to go into your finances, like the financial information,
Okay.
you can bring up paychecks there. And you can either download them, like it'll be a sample check. You can download that, or you can screenshot it so you've got a picture of it.
Okay.
It's under financial information.
How can we get copies of some of those breakdowns?
I think Christy has included that in her in their so it's in the Evernote thing that she gave us.
Okay.
So we should have that. I'm going to look at it real quick.
I can look it up too real quick, so that's fine.
She's got additional training here, and as an Evernote, so make sure that we get you that. So I just want to talk about a couple things. I'm going to write these down real quick. Common objections, results, we like to see, and recruit. Okay, so what are some of the objections that you hear that when you invite people, whether it's a live show or whether it's a virtual party? What are some things that you're hearing that you're like, I don't really know how to, and we have the queen of all objection fighters on the phone, which is Becky Ishii. So there's not an objection the woman cannot meet. So, and you know, she can get through. So throw them out there. What do you all hear? What's some biggies that you hear?
I'm too busy because my kids are in everything in the world.
Oh, I'm too busy. Gosh, I'm glad I'm not busy. I'm glad I'm not. It's
Where
just,
I'm at, everybody puts their kids in like umpteen million sports and activities that they run nonstop 7 days a week, and it drives me crazy.
okay, so how cool it is that the virtual world could be something that could be for them. They're going to be sitting at practices. They're on their phone anyways. They might as well be making money.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that honestly, and even if on a live show, it's I know how you feel. I did the same thing too. And what I loved about it is that I had a captive audience at all of these practices. Because I could bring my catalogs, I could pass things out, I could bring a snack here, and people could I could bring the party to them instead of them going to another party. So, there's a will and a way, or there's excuses. So, I mean, people want it bad enough, they found a way to make it work. We all did. I mean, Terry Abbott has 4 children who were in everything. You know, I had kids that played in every sport. Becky did. I mean, we've all had kids. Carolyn ran a business, you know? So I don't know where that background is. But, so what's another one besides I'm too busy?
My husband won't let me. I've heard that one 3 times in the last 2 weeks.
So, Becky, you said something, I think Cheryl, one of my consultants, had this, and Becky said to Cheryl, something to ask that potential is, does your husband want you to be happy?
Okay.
Happy. And, this is something that you would like to try. Maybe help the family, have something for yourself. It would make you happy. And you'd be good at it. I will say that Kevin was not real crazy when I started this. In fact, the words that he does not remember this conversation. I remember like it was yesterday, but it was, you're nuts, you're crazy, and I won't help you. That's what he said. And he was working about 60 hours at UPS. He got up at 5:30 in the morning. He got home at 7:30 at night. And I said, I'm nuts, I'm crazy, and you don't help me now. So I'm going to do it. So then I called my mom and she cried and thought I should do this. So that's my story. So, I mean, and that's the truth. It's, and I think, and Terry could tell you too, there were times that our kids, when we did parties, let's just say my boys, when I had a party, they'd look at me, the two older boys, and they'd go, "Oh no, eggs and toast again," because that's all Kevin knew how to fix was scrambled eggs and toast. And I think Terry tells the story that they had peanut butter and jelly again. You know, like, yeah, well, they did.
Cereal.
Yeah, but the kids grew up and they had they have a great relationship with their dad, and it was something that he enjoyed doing. So I will say his tune changed when I took him to Hawaii, and he touched, we got down, we got the leis around our neck, and he looked at me and he said, "Whatever you need." So now, since then, it's been, he's been very supportive of what we're doing. So any other? So we got, I'm too busy. My husband is a pain in the butt, whatever. Anything else that you hear?
I'm shy. I don't think I could do it.
Oh, but how great for a virtual party, because you can kind of hide. And we do have a lot of shy people who won't go live. I have a very successful virtual consultant, Jessica Gilbert. She never goes live, ever. But through her posts and her interaction, people get to know her that way. So I think, Bobby, I think that's why we see such an explosion with this business in the virtual world, because I've been told a number of times, I can't do what you do. Well, nobody can. I mean, they just can't, because I'm me. I was like this in the classroom. I'm like this in my party. But I can't do what they do either. You know what I mean? But I think this virtual world allows people to kind of hide and be themselves. So, but does that help? I mean, does it kind of give you a response back?
Yeah.
Something I'll add too is I had a gal who was shy, and she tried it in order to help overcome her shyness. Mm-hmm. So, and it was better. She eventually got out and said, I'm glad I did it. Still, I'm better than I was. It's still not real comfortable for me, but I'm really happy I did, because I have all this free stuff in my kitchen. Mm-hmm. I did overcome a little bit of my shyness, and it's been a great experience. Thanks a bunch, so, and she stayed about a year. So, I mean, she, and made a decent little income, and her whole kitchen was filled with products. She was thrilled. So, people may not stay for a year, but.
Yeah, because a lot of people who you think would be super consultants because they have so much personality and, oh my God, they're like that, they burn out. And I think it's those people that are just pretty steady, and they can take this business as it's supposed to be, and actually pay attention to it, instead of being a little bipolar with the whole, highs and lows of it. So, but yeah, so I think that's a good point. And I think we can all think of people on our team who you might look at and go, I don't know, but they're successful, and they do it, like Terry said, for what they need it for. Because it's not our job to say that, hey, you're going to be a career consultant. Our job is to invite people, let them try it, see how it can fit and benefit their lives, and help them be successful in what they imagine success to be. Mm-hmm. So we do want to paint that bigger picture. I'll tell you the one thing that, and I'm so glad Christy brought this up again, but showing the paychecks again.
Yeah.
It is, and being very upfront with that, like, okay, but making it fun. Say, guess how much was in this envelope? And when you say $6,800 or $6,900, that's very powerful. And like Christy said, it does attract then those people who are the career people, maybe the teacher, maybe the nurse, the nurse practitioner or the lawyer, and they hate what they're doing, the engineer that's, just miserable. And this allows them to at least try this business out and get that conversation started, on the business. So I think that's really powerful. It's something that I want to definitely put back into mind as I'm rebuilding my my SendShare and doing that kind of stuff. So I do like those paychecks, and I will find out from Christy also to see if she's got some that we can use, so we can maybe post, or at least she can get to the direct to share. But think about yours, and talk to people on your team too. You might have an up and comer that you want to go with, go into together with, and let him share his first month of business, when he qualified or she qualified. It's a nice little paycheck to say, hey, I didn't leave my house and I made $300. That's pretty good money, for not leaving your house, not having to put on makeup or buy food. So it's a pretty good thing. Or clean your house or your body, which is, completely different. So, so what about your all's recruiting goal? What would you like to see out of virtual parties? Because the virtual party recruiting has really upticked. Becky talked about, and Christy mentioned it, but the Christian Inga, which I can't say her last name, but she promoted very, very quickly. And maybe it wasn't her, but it was somebody in Love Carpenter's team. I think in 23 days. 23 days, they recruited 11 people and sold $11,000. So people are doing it. They're not all that special. We're just as special as they are. So, what is your recruiting goal for your virtual parties, or even your live shows?
Sorry.
Jen, were you going to say something?
Yeah, my son walked in the room. No, I was just going to say, you know what? It would be nice to just get a recruit lead from my virtual parties, because right now I'm not getting any at all.
Okay.
So just to get one would be nice.
Do you do anything to kind of like showing the paychecks, or so that's one thing that you can maybe do to encourage, and to bring people onto it that way. I think we have to, I remember years ago, and Terry, you'll remember, I think it was Jan Gilmore, she put the food chopper on the middle of the table and walked out of the room.
Yeah.
Like 3 minutes
I'm still
later.
more about the kitchen shows. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still, this whole virtual thing is just.
But it's the same thing, Jen. If you don't at least share the benefits of what the recruiting opportunity has for people,
Right.
then like Deb and Chrissy talked about, it's a heart and mind. You think what you do with your heart and your mind on what could this business do for you. And Becky's got her hand raised. Okay, Becky. There we go. Wait a minute.
Unmuted. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So I was just going to say, Jen, are you going live in your virtual parties?
No, but I haven't had any virtual parties since the last time that we talked. Yes, I said that's something I was going to do, but I haven't done anymore. So.
All right. Well, you can't recruit at virtuals if you don't have virtuals, but let's talk about it so when it happens next time. Okay. So I think going live, and it doesn't have to be a major deal. And I think that's what people are getting hung up with. So literally whatever you're making for dinner, you could go live I think live needs to be typically 10 minutes or less, maybe even more like 5 minutes. So like we were doing the shrimp stir fry or shrimp, the one that's in there right now. It's not risotto. It's, yeah, thank you. Orzo, shrimp and orzo. And so I had everything ready, and I started the saute and started that, and then did a little demo, and then took a picture of the finished product. Or I was prepping a bunch of stuff, and I did the pineapple wedger and had the cool and serve out and a couple other things. Or I was making zucchini pasta and had that out in the rock crock, so it's just a little something, whatever I'm having for dinner. And during that demo, then I just would say something like, so if you have questions, be sure to raise your hand or tag me and let me know. But you also might be thinking, hey, Becky, I could do what you're doing, and I'd love to make money from my computer. What I don't know is your reason for thinking that. I don't know if it's to put braces on your child or tires on your car or, whatever it is. But what I do know is that the Pampered Chef could help you with that. So send me a private message and I'll chat with you and answer your questions.
Okay.
So, just things like that, brief, but laying those seeds, as well as some of these other things they've mentioned. So don't make a big deal about your live. The main thing is that you are clean and presentable, the surface area is clean, and your products are up where they can see what you're doing. So you guys don't freak out about that. I used to. So that's why I'm saying that. All right.
Yeah, and I think Christy will tell you the more, like, she'll have she looks cute in pretty much anything, but she'll have a baseball cap on and t-shirt, and she's like, yeah, this one, and this is what I'm doing today, and people love it because you're not polished. You know, how many of us, you know, we're just not. We're normal people that are just trying to put food on the table and, you know, help our families. So.
Like even popcorn maker, you know, it takes 2 minutes in my microwave, so I'll put it in, and after 1 minute, that's when I'll start the live, and I'll just chat about, you know, hey, it's popcorn night at our house, you know, and go into a virtual, even if it's a catalog party or a prep for a party, you know, if I have a live party coming up, I'll still set up a Facebook event or group, and that way I just say, I'm looking forward to meeting you at Susie's house. It's going to be a ton of fun, and, you know, it's just kind of a layup for it, so you're meeting them ahead, building those relationships.
Okay, well, part of your homework is to come up with a recruiting goal for the month, you know, and to try to look at that recruiting goal and beat it. And if you are a recruiter, you want to look at what you did last year and beat, you know, what you did. If you're wanting to uptick your recruiting, because Becky will tell you, double-digit recruiting is where the money is and where you start moving up the ladder, basically. You know, 2 recruits a month is 24 people in a year, and that's when her business really took off, the 2 to 3 recruits a month. And people are doing that, but they're doing that with virtual, but they're also doing it on live. So I don't want anyone to think that it just has to be virtual, even though that's what this training is on. We just have to do the same thing at our live shows that we do in our virtual parties, and that is to bring up the information, let people make their decision, but make it fun. And like Becky said, you find out what it could do for them. You know, what would an extra $500 a month mean to you and your family? You know, for some people, it's a car payment. It's, you know, it's tuition. It's vacation money. So it is something to make sure that you want to get them dreaming a little bit. You know, I love the post that we did on our mega show, which was, if money was not an object, what product would you get? You could do the same thing. If money wasn't an object, where would you go on vacation? You know, what's your dream vacation? You get them talking that way. What car would you get? Or, you know, what would you do for yourself? So does anybody want to share a recruiting goal? Be brave. Be brave, young people. And the silence is deafening. Come on, Bobby.
I'll give it a shot. Oh, go ahead, Bobby.
I was going to say, I would be happy if I could really recruit 1 person a month.
Okay.
So I'm going to start there, and I would be happy with 1 a month.
Okay. Carolyn?
I'm shooting for 5 this month. Because I got to get this thing going, just because I'm tired of fooling around. And I have 3 on the hook right now, and I think I'm going to reel them in this week.
All right. We got less than a minute. So Jen?
1 a month.
Okay. Terry?
2 a month.
Okay, 2 a month. And I am 2. I'm 2 to 3. That's my goal. 2 to 3. Okay. And Carolyn, I'm in with you. I've got some people that are interested. We just got to get them in. So we have one more call in this series. It'll be on Wednesday. It'll be on customer care. So thank you guys for joining us on Sunday evening at 9 o'clock. I know this is late for some of us, but I appreciate you all being on the call. So we're probably going to be cut off here in a second, but does anybody have any last minute questions?
Thank you.
Thanks, Debbie.
Thank you, Jen. All right, girls and guys who are listening, I'll get this recorded and uploaded as soon as possible, okay?
All right. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you very much.